Okie doke. So the Doomsday trailer. Obviously, I've seen it like everybody else. This is me giving it my full attention, not watching it on a reel on Instagram. I actually want to see what's going on. Honestly, not that excited for what's going. I'm not excited for this movie at all. Like this movie has like no sauce to me. Like it, like from the first trailer. No, the trailer that actually gave it some gravitas to me was that Thor trailer, because that sounded like, oh, this is a threat. This is scary, and that's Thor saying that. And Thor famously is a very egotistical character. He's brash. He's overly confident. I remember they have that whole conversation. I think it's Infinity War between him and Rocket. That whole dialogue between them is amazing, which is basically about that, and just refusing to lose, like he will not lose type of thing. And then that obviously destroys his character at when he loses to Thanos and he becomes Fat Thor, and then they make it a joke like the MCU tends to do. So 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 yeah, if that doesn't, that should give you a hint of how I feel about the MCU right now. Um, I'm hoping for a more serious turn for the MCU, more serious content. Deadpool and Wolverine are in this movie, from what all the leaks and comments are saying. I don't know. I can't confirm that, but that's just what I've been hearing. Plus, also, they keep popping up at Comic-Con and whatever the fudge, and what, not Comic-Con, whatever, D23, whatever. Like obviously they're in this movie. They're not making it a secret. I've been staying away from leaks, so obviously I can't say or confirm that. I've just been seeing it everywhere, so I'm just saying they're in this movie. But yeah, I don't know. I just hope this, even like the part of the trailer where Ben Grimm meets M'Baku, and M'Baku's like, he introduced himself, and then Ben's like, I'm Ben from whatever street, and it's like, that it's such an unnecessary joke. Like, don't, like, it's so unnecessary. I like the jokes when they feel like they serve the character or they mean something. Like if this is a serious meeting about Doom is coming to destroy your planet or your universe, what are we talking? Like, why are we doing that? Why? Like, we're just stop, dude. Just this Disney BS. I'm so tired. I can rant about this all day. I'm tired of it. Anyway, I'm hoping that's not this movie, but I have no faith in the MCU right now. I have no faith. Plus, on top of this, the story so far just has not seemed interesting to me. It seems like every trailer is just, here's this character, here's this character, here's this character. Are you excited yet? All right, bye. like, like I don't know. No. I and I can't imagine myself 10 years ago getting excited or not getting excited for something like this. But like, I just don't care. And what also worries me is the other trailers. Now I'll keep an eye out in this trailer. They keep showing Cyclops and the X-Men in like one area, like that one huge battle, but they don't show them anywhere else or like any other moment or scene or background, which makes me think that like the opening 10 minutes of this movie is going to be Doom coming to the X-Men universe, destroying it, and then they're gone. And that's it. And that's stupid, dude. As somebody who grew up with these movies, grew up on X-Men, grew up on all these characters, they're more interesting than the current crop of Avengers we have. I don't get them. Get them, Doom. Keep the other ones. But yeah, let's see. Oh, let me run.
Victor was always the smartest guy in every room.
Well, that's a nice thing to say when your husband's probably right next to you. That's dope.
Used to be different. He used to be kind. He used to be caring.
You got a crush with this motherfucker? Anyway, I saw a theory online that was like, what if this Doom, the Robert Downey Jr. Doom, is a Doom bot, and the real Doom is... I think that would be cool and interesting, like an interesting play from Doom to do that, to just like psych everybody out. If it happened within one movie, if that plot twist happened within the movie, if it's like at the end of the movie, they're like, but that's not the real Doom you just killed. The real Doom you'll meet in the next movie. That would be stupid. That would make me mad. But if it's all within the same movie, I think that would be kind of interesting. There's Magneto, long hair Magneto. We are, yeah, it looks like he already looks like he's been through some stuff in this image here.
He used to be kind, he used to be caring.
Gambit. I hate his hair.
And then everything he loved was
Oh,
taken
what is
from
that?
him.
I don't know that portrait. Is that like a mother and a son?
Did not realize that he was broken.
That suit is fire. Oh, also Kevin Feige, an idiot. But I'm sorry, not an idiot, but in an interview, he's talking about Doom, and he basically just spoils that Doom's gonna survive this movie, and I'm just like, because he says something to the extent of, yeah, this is, instead of having multiple movies set up this one character, this is the movie that's setting up the character and for further movies, and I'm just like, why do you guys do that? Why do you announce these movies? Why do you announce Why do you announce Iron Man 15's coming out after Doomsday? Now I know Iron Man's coming back. You know what I mean? Like, now I know what happens in this movie, and no, it's not a direct spoiler. He's not saying something explicitly is going to happen, but when you say, oh, it's setting up Doom, yeah, now I know Doom's going to survive this movie. Yes, I know Secret Wars. I know Doom's probably going to be around for Secret Wars and stuff like that, obviously. But like, don't tell me that. You let me have some type of surprise or whatever. Jesus Christ, I hate when they do that.
Victor, did you do this?
Also, I hate watching trailers. That's how you know I don't care about this movie, because I don't like watching trailers normally. Or I won't say don't care. I'm not excited for it, because typically a movie that I am excited for and I know I want to see, I don't watch trailers because I know I'm going to see it. I don't want to see anything. I don't want to get spoiled. Like Spider-Man, I watched like one trailer, I was sold, and I was like, all right, cool, I want to see it. But yeah.
Victor, did you do this?
Yeah, man.
All of you
They're gonna kill Patrick Stewart again.
lived,
I think he died in not first class,
stolen lives.
Last Stand.
But now you must give them back.
Yeah, see, they keep showing Cyclops in that scene with that backdrop. That makes me feel like they're just killing all Cyclops. That's my dog, dude. That's my dog, please. And he looks great in that suit. Are his eyes like burned, or is that interesting? His visor looks interesting. But anyway, yeah. There's a sentinel behind him. Okay.
Back.
Yeah, Patrick Stewart's died in Logan, Last Stand. Does he die in Days of Future Past? I don't remember.
I swear, you will beg for hell long before I grant it.
That's a fire line.
Hell answers to me. For I am Doom.
I don't know if I like the mask. I like the fit though. Alright, that's it. Let's watch it again.
Victor was always the smartest guy in every room.
I think I just would have preferred if they did have a little bit of build up for Doom. I know the Kang thing. Like, just recast, dog. Why do they? Oh my, Kang is like the perfect character to recast. Like, because he's just variants. Just recast Kang. You know what I think? I have a theory. Maybe I'll be proven right in like 20 years in like an interview or something. I think the reason RDJ is back as Doom is because he was supposed to be back as Kang. I think Robert Downey Jr. or Tony Stark was going to be a Kang variant. And that makes sense because Kang has all these variants. They can look different, et cetera, et cetera. I think he was going to be a Kang variant. The whole Jonathan Majors thing fell through. They still had this variant idea in their head. They're like, oh, what if Tony Stark's a Doom variant? Which I actually, honestly, I've been one of like the proponents of it. I think it's a cool idea. But I've also, yeah, Yeah, I've heard that it might not be addressed in this movie at all. Maybe it's like a Secret Wars thing. That might be disappointing. I hope it's addressed in this movie that he looks just like Robert Downey Jr. I think that'll be really stupid if they did all this press for Robert Downey Jr. just to not address the fact that he looks exactly like Tony Stark. His eyes are a different color though. But yeah, I would like to see him set up more in at least in Fantastic Four or something. Just story wise, this doesn't do anything for me. Like him, he used to be kind, he used to be caring. I don't know this guy. Like I know like comics and TV shows and stuff like that, and all the other Fantastic Four media and stuff like that. I know Doom, but like within this universe, I don't care. Like, what does that mean to me? I don't know this guy. Like, what?
And then
The Fire Nation attacked. This looks cool. I like this lighting here. He probably needs some lights on these steps. You probably can't see, especially with that mask, but looks like something significant happened, maybe with his mother or his child or something.
I knew he was lost.
There's Shang-Chi, with the Wakandans for some reason. Still not liking the fit. Shang-Chi the movie was good. I remember like the only issue I had with it was like the last battle being like a big dragon thing, but then also his fit just looked kind of goofy. But it was just like this weird shirt thing, but then like sweatpants. It was just kind of odd. So hopefully it gets like a real fit.
But I did not realize that he was broken.
That doesn't do anything for me. Like, he used to be a good guy, but now he's broken. Like, dog, I don't fucking care, dude. Like, how many times have you heard that in like a trailer, dog? Like, that's nothing. That's such a nothing burger. We get it. Now he used to be good. Now he's bad. Dun dun dun. Screen goes to black. Like, shut the.
Victor, did you do this? All of you.
Okay, so they had Franklin there. Okay, looks like he's gone through a battle of sorts. He's charred. He is Human Torch. That makes sense. He has Franklin, so he does get a hold of Franklin again. So, okay, this confirms. Okay, so at the end of Fantastic Four, spoiler alert, and like the end credit scene or maybe the last scene, whatever it was, Franklin Doom is like caressing Franklin, like the little boy. Pause. And it's kind of like a cliffhanger, like does he kidnap him, whatever. Okay, so we know at some point it looks like Johnny saves Franklin. So I'm assuming Franklin is in Doom's possession. Johnny gets him back. That's what it looks like because he's holding him like, oh, thank God I found you type of thing. Okay, so interesting.
All of you have lived.
Stolen lives or something.
Stolen lives.
Okay, so stolen lives. I'm trying to figure out what that means. I understand that in so Captain America. So from like the first trailer, my theory was like he's just coming and stealing these babies or something, maybe for the power. But then like what would Captain America's baby, like that motherfucker doesn't have powers. You know what I mean? Like you don't inherit steroids. So what would be the point of that? I don't understand what Captain America's role in this at all. And that's another thing. When I'm listening to these interviews from Kevin Feige and Robert Downey Jr., it just feels so nasty and intentionally money hungry. And like anybody I talk to, like my friends and stuff like that, they're all like MCU'd out, and it's like this is clearly a money grab. They're like the only reason they're bringing them back is for the money. Like, and that's what they're saying in all their interviews. It's like transparent, and because like Robert Downey Jr. was talking about how he came back into the MCU and stuff like that, and they basically, the Russo brothers were like, we wanted Robert Downey Jr. back. We were trying to figure it out, and we just like working with Robert Downey Jr. Not because it makes any sense, or no. They said it was Robert Downey Jr.'s idea. It was the actor's idea. He called them and was like, "Hey, I want to be back in the MCU. Let's figure something out." They didn't have anything for him, so they sat down a million times until he figured something out. That shouldn't be how storylines work. Your actors should not dictate storylines. Your actors are tools. They are tools to serve the story, not creators of the story because they want to get a paycheck. That's BS, bro. Like you're playing with us and you think we're stupid. And I hate that. Like I'm sure, look, get your bag, but not at my expense. Like I want a good movie. Not some stupid stuff. And the same thing with Steve Rogers or whatever, Chris Evans. They were like, he said they kept calling me. None of them were good ideas or whatever. But then I heard Robert Downey Jr. is coming back, so I'm like, all right, I'll do it. They don't care about telling a good story. They want their friends to make millions of dollars. They're all friends. They just want millions of dollars. They're just gonna milk Disney until they can't anymore. That's all this is, bro. That's all this is. Till they're 90. Yeah. So at first I'm thinking Doom is just coming and he's stealing all these babies. Maybe he's still doing that. Or maybe he's just destroying everybody. But it seems like they have an emphasis on family. Those first initial trailers, it was Cap, Thor, and then X-Men, which makes me think. And it seems like a lot of these pieces of these trailers are just based in this X-Men compound, the school of gifted youngsters or whatever. It seems like it's a lot of that scene, which I'm assuming is just one very small portion of the movie. So it seems like they're hiding a lot. So with all this emphasis on children, I started thinking, what if Scott and Jean had a baby, which obviously would be a very, very powerful baby. And he's trying to steal that kid too, on top of all these other kids. And if this is like Avengers, X-Men type of storyline going to the comics, we could be getting Phoenix Force, Cyclops. We could be getting, you know what I mean? There's a lot of interesting directions they could be going with that. If they gave me Phoenix Force, Cyclops, dog, I will in a good way throw my popcorn at the screen. Like I will scream at the top of my lungs if I get a Phoenix Force, Cyclops in this movie. But it seems like no, they're just gonna off them. They're just gonna off them just to make Doom look strong. That's the Russo brothers. They don't like. That's what they did to Hulk. We got to make Thanos look strong, so just beat him up. Even though it doesn't make any sense. Even though we saw in 2008 Hulk get, or 2009, whenever that movie came out, I think it was 2008, Abomination kicked Hulk 3 blocks away in Harlem, and then Hulk just got up and killed him. Oh, well, try to kill him. He just gets punched in the throat by Thanos, and just, that's it. So yeah, I know everybody glazes the Russo brothers. I think they are good directors. I don't think they know what to do with every character, though. I think there's certain characters they just don't know what to do with. I think they have flaws in their directing and writing that scare me going forward. Like they will, they'll destroy your favorite character to make their favorite character look strong, even if it makes sense, even if it doesn't make sense. So, let's continue. Stolen lives. So obviously Captain America, he went back in time, lived a life that he wasn't supposed to live. So yes, literally stolen life. What happened at the end of Love and Thunder with the wish and stuff with Gore and the wish? He took Gore's wish, or Gore gave him his last wish or whatever, yada, yada, yada. And that's how he goes back to his family, or, becomes a father and stuff like that, right? That's what happens. So that it's like a stolen life. Basically the entirety of the Avengers, right? Like, because they went back in time, like they are living stolen life. That's not their life. They're supposed to be post blip. And maybe this is when Tony Stark becomes Doom or whatever. I don't know how that's going to work, but maybe because he's just mad that he didn't get to live his life with his daughter and he sacrificed himself and everybody else is living the happily ever after. He's just salty about it. He's like, y'all been living stolen lives. I didn't get mine. So here I am. Here I'm back, So maybe it's that deal. I don't know. Who else? Thor, Cap. They showed Ant-Man with his daughter. Yeah, there's like a strong emphasis on family. I hope this just isn't for the trailer. I hope it has some significance. The other trailer, Thor was narrating it. And it seems like Thor is going to be like the crux of the Avengers side. And really no other character has that weight to him. I hope they don't just give up on these other characters that don't have that clout. I hope they use this movie as the opportunity to give them that clout, to give them that, those moments to. I hope at the end of this movie, I feel stronger about Captain Falcon than I do right now. And Captain Falcon, somebody, I just say Captain Falcon, just differentiate the two, not to like diminish him as a character, but just to differentiate. And so you know what I'm talking about. But Captain Falcon, I like him overall as a character. I just don't think he's been given the best scripts to succeed. I mean, Brave New World was a bad movie, and it wasn't his fault. The script was just bad. Everything about, take him out of the movie, everything else is not good. There's very few things in that movie that are like gripping. As a mystery, as a thriller, it doesn't work. It's not interesting. It's not mysterious. It's lazy. It's just not a good story. But he is a very good actor, and I think he as a character is definitely he's more than proved that he is deserving of that shield. Also, I was thinking I'd love to see Punisher or like Bullseye within the Thunderbolts, but I digress. That's a whole other thing. But we do get Thunderbolts in this movie. No Sentry so far, though, unless he's been edited out of the trailers. No Sentry, but we've seen Thunderbolts. What was that movie? Was it the end of Thunderbolts? Yeah, I think it was the end of Thunderbolts, like an end credit scene or whatever. They're, spoiler alert, they're the new Avengers. But he, Bob, I hate, again, another MCU-ification Disney BS, naming him Bob just as like a stupid joke. That was so dumb. I hated it. I like the movie, but it's like that stupid, like it's so unnecessary. The movie's good. But they have as good. We need the joke. Name him Bob and have them say it with an accent so it's funnier. Like, it's just stupid. So because that just distracts from what's really going on and how important it is, and et cetera, et cetera. The characters are already funny on their own. You don't have to have situational comedy like naming him Bob or something as simple as Bob. Not that Bob's a simple and stupid name, but it's just like, it's a funny, my name's Bob, whatever. Anyway, it's dumb. Let's continue. Let's just watch it. I'm gonna keep watching it. Loki. Okay, so Loki, from other breakdowns and stuff I've seen, this is Captain America. When he goes back in time, this is Captain America's house. He's looking at Cap, and then the other trailer where Cap is, or you see a hand holding a TVA card with Loki's face on it. It's Captain America's hand. He has a ring on it, so you can assume that's Captain America's hand. I'm hoping by bringing Captain America back into present times, they don't minimize Captain Falcon. I really hope, again, I want this. I hope the Russo brothers, I don't have any faith in them, but to do this, but I hope they really highlight characters like Captain Falcon, Shang-Chi, these new crop of characters, instead of just relying on old Cap. Like, I want new, or maybe this is Captain, is it Captain Hydra? Am I forgetting? Is that what his name? The Hydra Cap, whatever. Maybe it's the evil Captain America, whatever. Shuri is another character I hope they highlight. They don't just, it seems like they're giving up on Shuri already with the new Captain America, or not Captain America, Jesus Christ, the new Black Panther casting, which, again, I will say they should have just recast T'Challa. I understand at the moment everybody was sad, but at the end of the day, Chadwick Boseman is not bigger than the character of Black Panther. The only people that think that are people who didn't know who Black Panther was prior to 2018. but for the rest of us, like comic book fans, that was $1 billion movie before they announced the casting. It was just $1 billion movie waiting to happen. But they've already recasted T'Challa Jr., which is just stupid. All they did was kill off T'Challa just to create a son out of nowhere, and then realize you casted him too young in that other movie because it didn't make sense. So now you're gonna probably have Doom age him up 10 years rapidly just to have T'Challa Jr. just have the same characteristics as T'Challa, even despite never knowing his father, pretty much, but or knowing him for very few years. having all the characteristics of T'Challa, so you could tell the same stories you would have told with T'Challa. It's so stupid, bro. One, you're giving up on Shuri, who we just got to know as Black Panther in an underrated movie, by the way. I think Wakanda Forever is a very good movie. I would have just made him M'Baku T'Challa. If you want to have, if the thing is you want to have like a male Black Panther or whatever, like M'Baku's right there and people love him. And he's all on the press run, so it seems like they want to keep promoting him. I would just make him T'Challa. Or not T'Challa, make him Black Panther. I love it. He's getting, it's a different take on Black Panther too. And then during all that, you can give baby T'Challa time to grow naturally and then kill M'Baku off in like 5 years or something like that.
Just give them back.
Answer me, Victor! Did you do?
Doom has always been somebody that's kind of like, what are his powers? Yes. You know, like it's kind of, it feels cheap.
This?
Like, he just blocks Thor's thing. Why? Magic. Because I can't. It's like Batman. Because I'm Batman. It's like, because I'm Doom. You know, it's like, how do you beat this guy? I guess we're going to find out.
I
Through the
swear
power of friendship.
you will beg for hell long before I grant it.
Hell answers to me.
Thor's line was harder.
For I
Black rebuttal.
Doom.
The Sentinels. Those are like the real OG Sentinels, not the Days of Future Past Sentinels. Oh yeah, and then the X-Men. The X-Men, they're living stolen lives because they go back in time in Days of Future Past. But at the same time, Disney just released that like essential watch list before Doomsday. Days of Future Past wasn't on there. It was just X1 and X2. Or X-Men and X2. Which concerns me. Because I want those other characters to matter too. I really love Michael Fassbender as Magneto. I really love like that first class cast. That was amazing. Those are you know what I mean? Those are, ask me, First Class, Days of Future Past. Those two are arguably like the best Marvel movies, period. So I was hoping to get those characters back at some point. Seeing those universes return a little bit. It seems like it's going to be this weird amalgamation of all those different X-Men universes, and they're just kind of loosely play with it because obviously this isn't, what's his name? What's his name? Gambit. He's in here, and this isn't the Gambit from X-Men Origins, obviously. So it seems like they're playing loosey-goosey with the casting and stuff like that, and probably gonna, oh yeah, and also we're getting like new costumes and stuff. So maybe it is a continuation of, we are getting Nightcrawler. We're getting Nightcrawler, and that is the same X2 Nightcrawler. So maybe this is a continuation of X2. But then the X-Men universe is all over the place too. So like, which version of X-Men? Because at the end of Days of Future Past, we're kind of back at the school. John Marston's there. He's alive. Jean Grey, she's alive. Everybody's alive. Everybody's alive and well and stuff like that. So is it that? Is it that? And if that's the case, why wasn't Days of Future Past on that list? That actually concerns me. I wish they never posted that list. That bothers me a lot, actually. As a fan, that bothers me a lot. Okay. Just because we can, let's give it one more pass through and then I'll turn it off. Looks like I'm assuming this is like he's casting a spell. This looks like some witchcraft type of pentagram on the floor or something like that. Way too dark, dog. You cannot see.
He used to be different.
No, you don't even got a TV. Like, what are you doing, bro? Just aura farming, bro. Get a life. He's casting spells. My bad. I forgot. I wonder if they show Latveria at all. Like, if they show his kingdom and, his peace and prosperity all over his kingdom. I'm thirsty.
He used to be kind. He used to be caring. And then
It's like they just keep showing these flashes of characters, and it's like, I just don't feel anything, dude. I don't feel, and that's crazy because I grew up with these characters. I just don't feel anything. It's like, Because all this movie feels like is just here's this character. He's Magneto. He's Captain America. Oh my god, you know, it's like you already did that. Like the first teaser trailers. That's what the teaser trailers are for. None of my issue with this trailer is the story doesn't feel interesting. Like, what is the story of this movie? And we're probably gonna get that at some August, sometime for October, November, December. You got a couple months left, but like the story feels like non-existent. It's like Doom's here. That's it. Okay, we get it. We get it. Doom's here. All right, congrats. Like, Jesus Christ. Then he turned into a bad guy.
Everything he loved was taken from him.
Okay, everything was loved taken from him. This image of a son and a mother, it looks like. It's either his mother was taken from him, or maybe his wife and his son was taken from him, or something to that extent. I forget. What happens in the comic book? Somebody tell me. What happens? Oh, I'm blanking like a mother flipper. It is 1 o'clock in the morning.
Lost. But I did not realize.
Dude is jacked, dude. He got like a max pump before this scene. Like he is completely dehydrated.
That he was broken.
And it's like, and it's hard for me to get invested in the seriousness of this trailer when I know Deadpool and Wolverine are in this movie. Honestly, I was hoping they weren't in that movie. In this movie, I love Deadpool. I love Wolverine. Wolverine can be in it, but like Deadpool and Wolverine, like, you know, it's just gonna be goofy. Like that's what I'm afraid of. Is like how much of this movie is gonna be serious versus MCU goofy. I'm hoping we don't get that really at all, you know. But with Deadpool being in this movie, maybe it's like a quick cameo type of thing. I don't know. I love Deadpool.
Victor, did you do this?
And it's like, okay, and I think it's like The Amazing Spider-Man 2. When Harry Osborn, his relationship with Peter comes out of nowhere, even though he wasn't mentioned at all in the first movie. That's why this isn't hitting as far as Reed and Doom, because in the first movie, or in the Fantastic Four movie, it wasn't mentioned at all. Now all of a sudden, this is my best friend. How could you do this? Your best friend becoming a magical wizard feels like something that would come up at some point when Galactus is coming to destroy the planet. I feel like, oh man, I wish I could call Doom right now, but you know, he's just so evil lately that we can't talk to him, or show a scene where you try to reach out to him and he's just off in Latveria. I don't give about none of y'all. They even mention Latveria in the movie, so it's like you don't mention him. Now all of a sudden, this is my best friend, my former best friend, is whatever, yada yada yada. It's just, it doesn't hit. It just feels like so out of nowhere.
Victor.
And to me, by that point, there's no excuse, because you knew Doomsday was coming as a movie. You knew we were creating Doomsday, so why didn't you add a scene, something?
All of you.
Look, so Magneto's crying in that scene. Yeah, he's crying. He has tears coming down. Those don't look like, those definitely CGI tears, because his face is up. His face is up like this, but his tear is like quickly. I feel like your face would have to be down. So like that kind of looks weird, but whatever. But we're getting Magneto fully suited up, helmet, everything. He already revealed that he's going to be like destroying an entire city in this movie. So we're going to get some good, some straight teeth. We're going to be getting some good Magneto content here. I'm excited for that. Again, I wish I would get some Michael Fassbender Magneto too. He's incredible as Magneto.
Have lived.
So Patrick Stewart can't get in Doom's head. Professor X.
Stolen lives.
I think Thor is going to be like the heart of this movie. Hopefully. Unless the Russo brothers turn him into Fat Thor again. I think he's going to be the heart of this movie. And I'm excited for that. Him and his relationship with his daughter and stuff like that. I'm excited for that. I'm very excited for it. Loki 2. Oh my God. Loki season 2 was fucking phenomenal. Season 1's good too, but season 2, oh my God. And coincidentally, it kind of just wraps up the Kang storyline good enough to where it kind of have an excuse of why we're not getting Kang. I think I might have mentioned in this video, or maybe in a different one, that I think Kang was supposed, or RDJ was going to be a Kang variant. Then the Owl thing fell through, and now they just rewrote it to make him a variant or whatever, and that's why RDJ's here. I don't know if contracts are already signed or whatever, but yeah, that was my theory. We'll find out in like 20 years. I think that was in this video. I already mentioned that, but
Now you
look,
must
look, dog, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. It's 2:07. I'm a little tired. What time is it? Boy, the battery's on 12%. We're gonna
give them back.
they're gonna kill off Cyclops so bad, dude. It's gonna no. I think they're gonna give Cyclops like a good little hurrah, and then that's it. They're gonna X him. No pun intended. Where is this at? This looks like, because he's raising the Sentinel, so I imagine this is the Xavier Institute. I'm trying to look at that statue in the back.
You beg for hell long before I grant it.
Okay, wait. So if they're destroying these universes, what universes are going to be in Battle World? Or can you destroy a universe and then still bring it back in Battle World? So that's the confusing thing with the whole X-Men situation, because spoiler alert for Spider-Man if you haven't seen it. But then also Brave New World if you haven't seen that. They reveal in Brave New World that also Eternals if you haven't seen that, but I haven't seen it either, so kind of not really. I skip Eternals. I will never watch Eternals. But maybe I will. I gotta watch it at some point. But they reveal within that giant eternal being, whatever that thing is, that was in the middle of the ocean, is adamantium. But the thing is with She-Hulk, and which is why She-Hulk is a travesty and needs to be not canon, they already revealed that a guy with metal claws is in a bar somewhere in Canada killing people or whatever. They reveal it in just like a little newspaper article as a joke, because that whole show was a fucking joke. That just destroys canon and destroys Hulk. I hate what they did to Hulk. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, so they revealed that. Then obviously, spoilers for Brand New Day. 1, 2, 3. You good? Okay. Jean Grey is the main villain, and she's young. They obviously just announced the whole X-Men cast. They're all young. So it doesn't feel like they're bringing in anybody from other worlds. Like for this Battle World, is that supposed to be like an amalgamation of all these different worlds and stuff like that, right? Like, correct me if I'm wrong. But if they're destroying the X-Men world, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're just left with MCU, and that's already one world. Like, what are you gonna bring Ben Affleck's Daredevil back? Like, what are we doing? So, in my opinion, if we're just creating this one big world or whatever, I would pull like, yeah, I don't know. Are they gonna have no? Because they're bringing Kit Connor or whatever as Cyclops, so they're not gonna have James Marsden's cooked, buddy. So James Marsden's fried. He's done. Maybe in Secret Wars we get more of the X-Men. Maybe it's more of the multiverse stuff, and then after that, then we get just newness. No, it's not going to be amalgamation of worlds we known before. It's just going to be new stuff. Plus some no, because Spider-Man, they're not getting rid of Spider-Man. So they already said it's not a reboot. So I don't know, dog. I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna let it play out. I don't know if they know what's going on.
Hell answers to me. For
I feel like he could have just killed Thor. Why did he just push him? Does he care about him? Is there something there? I don't know. Because he is Robert Downey Jr. I don't know if there's something there, but it feels like he could have just killed him. I wonder if this is going to be a situation where he wants to actively kill. Like, is this like the hateful, vengeful Doom, or is this like a purposeful, like a Thanos? And that's the thing with the Russo brothers too, is like they're afraid to just create bad guys that just are bad guys. They want to everybody has to have like a meaning and a purpose, and like Thanos in the comics, he just wants to, he's just aged up. That's all it is for death. That's all it is. But in the movies, they make it this nonsensical, there's not enough resources in the universe for yada yada yada. Like, dog, just create more resources then. And they address that in Brand New Day, and they just write it off as a joke, which I actually think was funny. A funny way of addressing that, but also lazy. Russo brothers, I don't think they're gonna do Doom is just salty and just wants to kill everybody. I think they want Doom But to be fair, Doom has purpose in the comics and stuff like that too. But sometimes Doom he's just petty. Um, so I don't know. I'm curious to see what happens. Like, sub, all that good stuff. I don't know what else I'm gonna check out next. Probably just gonna go to bed. Not gonna lie to you guys. Bye.